What is going on, guys? This is Elijah here from Football Recaps, and today I am back with another college football prediction video. And today we're going to be talking about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Wisconsin Badgers. So, I know that there is a lot of Notre Dame fans on YouTube, and I usually post about Notre Dame, but not in a positive way, to be honest. I usually post about Notre Dame being an overrated football team who hasn't won since like the 1980s, and of course, they don't play in a conference, and that's where a lot of the fans don't like me, because that is my stance against them, that I don't play in a conference and they can just pick and choose who they play. Now I get that because they're in a big time contract with NBC, and of course they usually do very badly in the playoffs the past three times. Now getting to the playoffs, that's an accomplishment. They've done a really good job. Brian Kelly is a really good coach. Not gonna lie there. And this year has been a really odd. They barely beat Florida State. Then they barely beat Toledo. And Florida State is like 0-3, and they just lost to Jacksonville State. And then Toledo is in a MAC conference, so they still struggle against them, which it's been a weird year for the Fighting Irish. But I don't know where this game. I think this game is going to be a neutral site game. No, it's going to be Illinois. So I guess it's going to be at Chicago Bears Stadium or something. Where is it going to be? Somewhere in Chicago. That's where the location is. They haven't posted that on here yet. But fans will probably say something in the comments where the game's at, because I don't really know. It doesn't say. But as you guys know, I like to go through the season, the matchup predictor, season leaders, and of course the team stats on this sheet as I read it off the page. And yeah, I don't know. This game is going to be very interesting. Wisconsin, I think, had a bye this week, so they lost to Penn State, and of course I forget who they play. Let's see who they play. Oh, they play Eastern Michigan, and they killed Eastern Michigan, which is respectable. And of course, Notre Dame had a good game against Purdue. It was a little early on. It was close early on, and then Notre Dame pulled off, and they basically won 27-17. But like, this is what I'm talking about against Toledo and Florida State. They almost lost to Florida State in overtime off of a missed field goal that Florida State choked. But yeah, all right. So we have also Notre Dame's quarterback this year is pretty good. Cohen, he's doing really well after Ian Book left, and of course, their defense, Notre Dame's defense, is pretty good a little bit this year too. I think they had that linebacker, I forget, or that DB who's really good for Notre Dame. All right, so we have Cohen for Notre Dame. The matchup predictor has Wisconsin winning 54% to 45%, so basically about minus 10 the spread in my opinion. Passing yards. So let's go through the season leaders. Passing yards, we have Cohen with 62 to 98. It's crazy how it's already week 4 of college football. So we have 62 to 98 completion to attempts, 828 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Then we have Graham Mertz from Wisconsin, 36 to 54 completions to attempts with 326 yards and 2 interceptions. Not that great, but running game wise, Wisconsin's always good with running because they're more of a pro style type offense, and they like to run a lot. So we have Karen Williams. We have 46 carries, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns for Notre Dame. Not bad at all. Wisconsin, we have Melusi. If I pronounce that last name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not great with pronouncing names, and I usually get berated in the comments about that. So he had 51 carries, 265 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For Notre Dame, for receiving wise, we have Meyer for 17 receptions, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. My bad. Then we have Davis III from Wisconsin, 11 receptions for only 129 yards. All right, so for the team stats, we have points per game. Wisconsin is 22 points per game. Is not great, but they're more of a defensive type team and running game type of team. So they usually have low scoring type of games. Notre Dame, they have 33.3 points allowed per game, this is huge for Wisconsin. 11.5 to Notre Dame's 26.7, which is not great for them. Total yards on offense, 407 on Notre Dame, 441.5 to Wisconsin. Yards passing, 302.0, and Wisconsin 175.5, which is not great for passing wise. Meanwhile, for Notre Dame, that's really good for them. Rushing wise, you could definitely tell the difference between rushing and passing. Notre Dame okay with 105 rushing yards. I mean, that's kind of average, I assume. And then Wisconsin has 266.0, which is crazy. And their defense is pretty decent, only allowing 194 total offensive passing yards allowed. And of course, for Notre Dame, 381.0. Passing yards allowed, we have Notre Dame 232.7, while Wisconsin has 161.5. This is pretty good for Wisconsin because they have only allowed 33.0 yards allowed for rushing, while Notre Dame 148.3. All right, so here is my stance on this game. I think it's going to be another low-scoring game, in my opinion, because Wisconsin is a very good defensive team, and they like to run the ball, which makes it more conservative type of team. So I think they're going to waste the clock a lot. Notre Dame likes to pass it a lot, and they also like to, I guess, they're more of a balanced team, but their defense is what worries me about this game because Wisconsin could potentially throw the ball or run all over them. And honestly, I'm going to go with Wisconsin in this one. I think that Notre Dame finally falls one game this year because it's been very close for every single game almost, and they probably will figure it out. But I'm going to go with minus 10 on this one with Wisconsin, so it's going to be a 10-point game in my opinion. I usually like to do around 10 points to either 17 points, but for this game, I'm going to go with minus 10 for Wisconsin, and that is my prediction. And so let me know what you guys think. I know that a lot of Notre Dame fans always think I'm biased towards them. I'm really not, but you guys have a great school. But usually it feels like that way because I just don't really like that Notre Dame is in a independent conference. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, but it's not really a conference. It's just independent. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and comment below what you who's gonna win this game. I think Wisconsin's gonna win this game. And yeah, so if you're a Notre Dame fan, leave a comment below. If you're a Wisconsin fan, please by all means leave comments below. And I like to have constructive criticism as well. So yeah, see you guys later. Football recaps here. Have a great day. Peace out.